hello. Secondly, I've been missing for the last 2 games, but no one's probably noticed, so that's fine. But I'm back. I'm back with a win. I'm back with a win, and not just a win, a very good win. Into the first half, the first 10 minutes was a bit rough, I think, for either side, to be honest. I thought it was going to be a bit of a boring game, but once Souček gave away that penalty, which obviously Burnley scored, it all kicked off and it got rather sexy. After that 10 minutes, we played some rather sexy football. I'm going to say it because we did. Antonio back off of injury, looking well, actually looking really well, and 2 cracking goals from him. But I can't ignore the assist from Soufal for Antonio's first goal. It's a fantastic cross. I've seen people on social media say that Soufal didn't have a good game. I don't agree. I actually thought he had a really good game. Like, let me know what you think down in the comments, obviously. But personally, I think he's a very impressive right back, and we're lucky to have him. Soufal's cross went into the path of Antonio, which he headed in. Fantastic. But let's not ignore the build-up play to both of Antonio's goals, because I can't get through this video without mentioning Lingard, Benrahma and Lanzini, because what a dream it was to see all 3 of them on the pitch at the same time, starting and just playing some free-flowing, cohesive football. It's just so good to see. It really is. It's nice to see Lanzini as well. I thought Lanzini had a really good game. He thrived, and he thrived in our midfield. Obviously, Noble is injured and isn't playing, but obviously he played deep in our midfield, and it was just, he made himself available. The best thing he did was made himself available, and I just really think that helped us flow. I think he made such a huge impact starting in that position tonight. I really did, and I love to see it because he's obviously been quite hit and miss. Benrahma, again, something I can't go without mentioning is Benrahma, because he started, and obviously Moyes went for a more attacking lineup, which is what I've been asking for. A lot of people I know have been asking for. You know, a lot of people have said that Moyes has set up negatively. I mean, he certainly didn't in this case. It was all in. He went all in, and boy, did it pay off. Benrahma was our best playmaker. Now, usually I would say that would be Lingard, and I thought Lingard was quite quiet tonight. But you know what? I'm not mad, because him sitting back slightly allowed Benrahma to shine, and it's something that we knew Benrahma always had in him, and he was searching for any way to get forward and get in to create a goal. I mean, he took a few shots himself. It didn't go in. Benrahma's goal is coming, people. It's coming, I promise. I know it is. I was just really happy to see him start. You know, I've said on this channel before, he needs to start. For me, he does enough to prove he can start, and I think he showed it. Absolutely, he was just absolutely fantastic. And it was him that assisted our second goal, another cracking goal from Antonio. Now, talking of Antonio, I've often sat here and said he's not a striker. In fact, I've often gone, he's not a striker. It's mostly to wind people up. I don't truly believe that. A little bit of me used to believe that, because you know what? He didn't used to be a striker. But his 2 goals were from a very good Premier League striker. Antonio is our striker. Unfortunately, he's a little bit of an injured one, but he is our striker. I will sit here now and I won't take the mick again. I promise. I can't totally promise, but I mostly promise. Just brilliant first half. My only slight disappointment was our defence. I thought Diop looked like a lost soul. I thought he was making mistakes. I actually thought for that reason Burnley were completely targeting him. Dawson did better. He wasn't perfect. Big Craig, he got goal line clearance. But I think they were both a bit of a liability. I miss Ogbonna a lot. I want him back. But defensively, I thought was our weakest point. Otherwise, our team playing brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. Second half, obviously going into the second half 2-1 up is always good. I desperately wanted another goal, just to settle it, basically. Just we needed to finish them, because Burnley, although Burnley weren't amazing, they didn't stop pushing. So whilst I don't think they were incredibly dangerous, we were better than them. But we definitely struggled more in the second half, which allowed them to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. I just think we were struggling more. Now, personally, I think we should have had more goals. Statistically, we have more shots than Burnley. Far more shots than Burnley. In fact, statistically, in this game, we were incredible. I just think we got a bit sloppy. I think we do in the second half. We get tired, we get sloppy. I don't think our heads go, but, you know, we lose our oomph, as it were. And I think it's genuinely a case that we need to take our chances when we're on top. So in the first half, when we're pushing forward, there's lots of counter-attacking. That's when we need to take our chances, because I just think in the second half we dip slightly, and that's when, you know, that's not when it becomes dangerous. I think, as I said, I don't think it became dangerous, but that's when we take our foot off the gas, as it were. So I think we need to take our chances when we're on top, because they're hard to find when we do slow down. Now, you know, as I wouldn't take the mick out of Antonio about 2 minutes ago, because, you know, he did put in 2 fantastic goals. Okay, he missed, and it was a genuine sitter. And you know when people say, oh, he missed a sitter, and you're like, well, actually, you know, it wasn't exactly a sitter. This was, because he was in front of, he was literally, if it'd been any more in front of the goal, he'd have been in the goal. And listen, I'm not exactly a female Ronaldo over here, but I could have got that in. And that's, you know, I think he knew when he walked away, he smiled, he knew. Those are the chances that we need to take, because that's when we start to slip up like that. It didn't happen in this game, but often it can mean that that's when we lose it, and that's when our heads go, and then that's when the other team comes back in, and that's when it all unfolds. You know, you can't deny he's not entertaining. He's an all-rounder player, is Antonio. 1 minute you look at him and you'll go, my God, absolutely fantastic, brilliant. And the other times you'll go, oh, Antonio's back. He gives you a bit of everything. He's entertaining. Okay, I'll stop taking the mic now, I'm sorry. Bowen came on for Benrahma in the second half. Okay, I'm not Moyes, obviously. But if I was Moyes, would you not, and again, come at me in the comments for this, because I'm really curious to what other people think, would you have not rested Antonio? Having seen Antonio's, like, misses, because he did make a couple, would you have taken him off and rested him for Everton? Would you have taken Benrahma off knowing that Benrahma was doing really well when he was playing really well, and, as I said, playmaker? I just don't think he was the right person to take off. I'm not sitting here criticising Moyes. I don't want to be accused of, because he's done a fantastic job and is doing a fantastic job. It's just, if it was me, would you not rest Antonio? Because you could see the impact Antonio had, and in the last couple of games when he's not been with us, how that has affected us. And we are a different team when Antonio comes back. He offers a different level of threat that Bowen cannot when he's in striker position. So yeah, I wouldn't have done that. Towards the end, Burnley doing lots of tactical fouls, but that's because they were unlikely to score. So, you know, that's why they were doing that. We were still breaking away and taking chances up until the final whistle, but so were they. So Burnley didn't give up. And you know what? Neither did we. Second half wasn't as good as the first. We definitely, as I said, took our foot off the gas with it. But you know what? I thought we played really well. A few hairy moments with Burnley nearly scoring. And again, Diop. I just didn't think he had a great game. And, you know, Dawson, it was the pair of them defensively. You know, our centre-backs were not great. Bring back a Bonner. That's what I say. My only disappointment, like I said, Diop. Otherwise, nothing. My man of the match was Benrahma. I know a lot of people will say Antonio, but do you know what? Benrahma was absolutely imperative to us today, and he deserves it the most. But you know what, most importantly, I'm still in with a chance to see big Craig Dawson go up against Mbappe in the Champions League. This is my dream. It's still on. See you for Everton, everyone.